Welcome to part two. I'm doing part two because it's really informative. Like the information is really informative, and if you really listen to it, you can apply it to everyday life. So I know y'all. I told y'all I might do part two, but am gonna do part two. So this is part two. So welcome to Sonia Podcast. So part two to the theory of life is why nation fails explain how certain institutions set up by governments affect whether or not a country develops. Countries with strong property rights, capitalism, and non-corrupt government generally develop. Countries that don't have capitalism or strong property rights, or whose governments are highly corrupted, generally fail to develop. In addition, successful countries need to embrace new innovations that leads to creative destruction, and they need to offer ordinary citizens some way to improve their lot in life by creating value for others rather than reducing them to slaves or peasants. One reason why 11th century Venice drives so much says is because ordinary people would become rich on trade and expeditions. That explains how culturally similar places like East and West Germany or North and South Korea can have such different economies. Their citizens have different incentives, so they behave differently. It also explains why countries like Chile, China, and Singapore grow so rapidly once they transition to market economies. People have spent a lot of money trying to seize property in the third world, but according to Why Nation Fails, investing more in education or in fractures isn't the answer. If a country wants to develop, it has to get its act together and embrace free market economic policies. So let's say, for example, we run out of oil. We managed to put this off for a long time by inventing better ways to extract it from the ground. But it's just a fact. Oil is a non-renewable resource and we only have so much. So if our society depends on oil, it's headed for a major catastrophe. So by accelerating the shift to renewable energy, you can actually get oil. So now we'll build machines. So now they're saying that they're going to build machines that are smarter than us. I know y'all all heard that. Something will go wrong and we won't be able to stop these machines. The same way cows can't fight back against humans. So we have to be prepared to go toe-to-toe with these machines when the time comes. So we need to become much, much smarter. Finally, we need a backup plan in case Earth becomes uninhabitable. Something could happen to Earth at a moment's notice. An asteroid could hit us, we could have nuclear war, and it could happen in a matter of just a few days or seconds. So we might not have much time to react. That's why we have to build civilization on another planet now, while times are good and while we are rich in resources. Our politics is mostly based around short-term problems, but long-term problems are a lot more important. Short-term problems mean people lose their homes. Long-term problems can mean catastrophes with mass casualties. So it's critical to think long-term than short-term. And the reason why you should think long-term is to think like what's going to happen in the future. And I know a lot of times with us now, because so much is happening, so many people is getting killed and so many people is dying, we wondering if we're even going to see a future. But I feel like this information are more for the younger generation. And even them nowadays, they are not even making it to a certain age. But if they do make it to a certain age, then this information will actually help them. So Y'all know how everyone said that electrical cars can never be commercially viable, but now they're becoming the standards. They became the standard. People said the private companies could never go to space, but today SpaceX is the world's biggest player in the space race. So people lack imagination and tend to have shitty ideas that don't understand as impossible. But humanity is all about stretching the limits of what's possible. So if you have a big dream, don't worry if it seems difficult to pull it off. Go for it. Go for it. Y'all always hear me say that. Go for whatever you want to do. Go and do what you want to do in life. And get as much knowledge. Get as much resources. Get as much everything that you need. Get it. Just get it because you're going to need it. You're going to need it, and it's going to help you in the long run. So just keep educating yourself. Just keep figuring out what's best for you. Just keep doing, get as much as you can. That's going to help you in life. And I'd like to thank you for listening to my podcast. Please give it a 5-star review on Speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you see podcasts at. Please follow me at SONIA9795 Instagram, Sonia Santiago Twitter, Sonia Santiago Facebook, Sonia Santiago YouTube, Sonia Santiago Pinterest. You can leave a comment here at SB766752. You can also go to my website, http://podcasters.wordpress.com. www.avilo. Use promo code Sonia WW Instacart 156. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can buy me a coffee. You can follow my son Sounds on Instagram. Please listen to his album Sounds on Spotify or iHeartRadio. Thank you and have a blessed night.